We have spent the past couple weeks in reading working on growing like beanstalks, and we've done an incredible job with that. Now, I've been able to really tell that we have been reading more and more and more. Like I said, we're up to 40, 45 minutes of independent reading from what I can see. Now, because of benchmarking, I haven't gotten to read with you as much, but we're going to be changing that around. So I'll really be able to see if we can decide how to read and then read that way. And we just got into this part here about recalling, retelling, tracking our thinking. Well, we're going to be moving on and we're going to continue this and we're going to make sure we're still using this in every story we do, that we're tracking our thinking, we're writing it down, we're putting it on those sticky notes, and that we're stopping to recall and retell. Because we want to make sure that we remember what's going on. Well, we're going to take this and we're going to continue moving on. Because one of the things that ends up happening is as we grow as readers, we want to start reading harder books. That's our goal, is to get reading books that are more difficult for us, longer, more challenging, but that will also interest us a lot more. So what happens when we get to those types of books and we run into words we're not sure of? Now, for a lot of us, that's a, whoa, we stop reading. Or a, we're going to guess at the word and not worry about it. But that's not what we do. Because as readers, we have a lot of tools in our toolbox that we can use. So we're going to start moving into our second, what we call bend in this reading unit. And that's when words are tricky, we roll up our sleeves. Because if you've ever been doing hard work, you don't want your sleeves in the way. You push them up, you get them out of the way, and you get ready to do some work. Well, that's what we're going to do here with these words we're not sure of. And you may think you don't know what to do, but you already have so many strategies up here that you learned in kindergarten and first grade that we just don't think of our strategies or our ways to find out what this word means or what this word is. So one of the things that we need to continue to use as long as we have them are our pictures. Use those pictures and think, this word that I don't know, can I match it up with something that's in this picture? Or the word that I'm using, does it make sense with this picture? I always use the dinosaurs and donuts one. If we're reading about dinosaurs and you keep repeatedly saying the word donut, and there's no donut in your picture, it's all dinosaurs, you're probably going to need to figure out that that word you're using isn't correct. Well, think about what's happening in your story. Does it make sense that this word, if we are in the middle of winter and you come across the word shivering, but you say sweating, does it make sense that we'd be sweating in the middle of winter? Probably not. So thinking about what's happening in our story can help us. Well, we've talked about word parts and syllables and breaking words into syllables. We can look at that part by part, like tam, bor, een, putting it all together and figuring out it's tambourine. So breaking that into the little bitty sounds, chunking it. We can look for littler words that we know inside of a bigger word, like come in welcome, ill in pill, tick in tickle. So those smaller words can help us figure out those bigger words. Now, as always, too many of us do this first part. We give up. We stop worrying about the word. We give up. We move on. We say we're not going to get it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to give up. You know what? Sometimes it is okay to take a guess. But once you take a guess, you need to reread and ask yourself, did that word I just guessed sound right? So if you take a guess, you're going to need to reread and ask yourself, does it sound right? Now, using our team vowels. We're going to be learning and working with team vowels and phonics a lot in the next couple days. So team vowels. Ask yourself, is it a short vowel sound? Is it a long vowel sound? If you say it and it doesn't sound right, try a new vowel sound. And as always, We don't want to just say words. We want to figure out what they mean. So we're going to be practicing and working on all of these in our bin. But what I want you to focus on is if you get to a hard word, a difficult word, a tricky word that is not a snap word for us, not one of those words that just comes at the snap of a finger, I want us to sit down and think about these strategies we know and not just guess at the word, not just mumble over it and move on. Think I'm not paying attention that you're mumbling over it or just skipping over it and not even attempting anything. We want to make sure the words we're reading are correct. So we're going to be working on these strategies today. As you're reading, I want you to practice reading with these strategies and thinking about these as well. Pick one, maybe two. Look for a word inside of it. Think about what's happening. Maybe try and use the picture. Don't try and use them all. Just one right now. Good luck today.